There's a vibe, Jules.
We're getting it. Happy Hour, Fleischman.
There's the crack.
Happy Hour podcast.
Cheers, Jules.
We got episode 143.
Carbless at a New Glarus New Moon.
Carbless.
Not a huge New Glarus guy. Not at all. But I'll drink it.
Switching it up today, hey? Well, cool. We got Joel back in the seat for some question and answer. I thought I'd kick us off with something new that you're doing over on LinkedIn. Starting to journal a little bit more.
Give me that pineapple carbless. I can't do one.
Okay, we're doing it. Pop a top again, as they say.
Oh, do they say that? The kids say that? Pop the top again?
That is maybe not accurate,
all
but
right.
I just went with it.
All right.
It felt right. All right.
Let's try this again.
So we're talking LinkedIn right now. Joel, you've been starting to kind of publicly share and journal a little. Well, you're always sharing there, but journal and kind of share what's on your thoughts. What kind of motivated you to start that?
How long do you think LinkedIn's been around?
Oh, Lord.
15, 20 years? As long as you can remember?
At least, I guess, probably before Facebook. Is
yeah.
that right?
Oh, it's after Facebook.
Yeah, after.
Jules is a lot younger than me. I'm learning when I bring these things up. She's a lot younger than me. I've never understood LinkedIn. I don't see the point of it. It's confusing to me. It's more stressful to me. It's another social media that I'm supposed to be on. It's supposed to be for business. People are constantly like cold calling you on it. It's creepy. And then it's like, but kind of Facebooky. And I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know how to use it. I openly admit it. And I was on vacation in Colorado, and I'm like, I've always, I used to have a blog. And then for a while, I was kind of like Facebooked a lot. And I was just always just like junk in my brain I wanted to get down. People have asked me to write a book, and I don't really aspire to do that. Not that anyone should aspire to do a book, but I'm not called to that.
Sure.
So I'm just going to start journaling there. Yeah. A little bit just to screw with the masses.
Yeah.
That's not how it's supposed to be used.
Yeah,
so I'm just going to brain dump on there, and I'm just going to see where it goes.
Yeah, I love that. I think there's a lot of power in doing it that way.
Some of it on LinkedIn seems so crass.
Yeah, and just so like carefully curated.
Yes, that's a great way to say it.
When I was just starting like Instagram and Facebook and all the things, I had filters for my pictures. Everything had to be just like perfectly written out, and then just that sense of authenticity and candidness and sharing just truly what's on your head and what's on your heart in real time, I think is really cool.
And I'm not editing it as I put on my day one, and I'm not going to apologize for my horrible grammar.
Yes.
Because it's just time wasting, and it's just kind of how I write anyway. So
yeah, you say you write like you talk.
I write like I talk. I always have, and I have an English degree. And some professors would really slam me for that.
Yeah.
And other professors, I would just tell them I write like Ernest Hemingway, which that's not how Ernest Hemingway writes. And I'm like, well, okay, kind of, sort of. But yeah, I write like I talk, short, blunt, quick, extended sentences, run-on sentences, short sentences.
Well, follow along if you aren't already, because I think that's cool that you shared that with the team and for people to get to know you and what's on your mind. Like,
and one thing is never look at your followers. I've said that before, and I said on my day one. Hitler had millions and millions of loyal followers. Jesus had 12 and one betrayed him. It's content over followers.
Yes, and I've heard too, like even if you have one follower, you have influence over one. Like that one person might need to see that, It's
we talk about Mother Teresa, I think every podcast,
yes.
It's in the littlest thing. If you can help one person, that's why you probably did it.
Recently too, I saw something about just writing in general, because I have a 7-year-old, and so he's practicing writing and he does not like it, but I heard kind of this unique perspective that nowadays everything is on a computer or on a screen, and so if he doesn't see me write, he's probably not going to want to. So I think that's really cool that you've been just sticking to your roots of like just writing it and getting it out, and I think I need to do that more.
Yeah.
Personal. That might be my personal thing.
Unfiltered.
Yes, unfiltered. Exactly.
Raw and authentic.
Yeah. And while we're on that topic, what's on your mind today? What's kind of the messaging for today?
Well, I started off today coming back from vacation, and I always struggle with that. Maybe all of us do. You come back and you're like overwhelmed. Too many things to do. Too many ideas. Don't know where to start. And I call that the chainsaw effect, which is really, or the axe effect. It's really hard to start chopping something. You put a tremendous amount of energy in it, and it's really frustrating.
Yes.
You just energy. Cutting a piece of sourdough bread is that way.
Like it.
and you find your groove and you just go right through it, right? Mm-hmm. So today was definitely a choppy start, which made me really frustrated. Mm-hmm. But I've been through it so many times. I knew if I could just focus and just keep cutting, that I'll kind of find my way. And 3 o'clock today, I knew by the end of the day I'd be where I'm at now, which is a pretty good spot.
I like that.
Not total peace and joy, but
for sure,
working towards it.
That's a powerful reminder. I've been here before. I've done this before. I'm totally capable. Just zero in on it. Chop wood, carry water.
And sometimes just like perspective of just understanding where you're at and being real with people.
Yes.
Mandy, who I met with hi Mandy, shout out. Met with her first today, and she's like, "How are you today?" And I'm like, crabby, annoyed, pissed off at the world, but it's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, keep it real. Okay, so how about, we just came off of Leadership Development Day as well. You shared a lot of nuggets in there that I think are good reminders for us. One of those is just a lesson that you wish you would have heard earlier or learned earlier, is words matter. Where did you first, I guess, learn that? And how'd that come about for you?
That's a great question. I don't know. I don't recall what book that was in, or what nugget, or where I found that, or what was the aha moment for words matter.
Yeah.
I just wish I would have known, because I still talk a tremendous amount, but I think I used to talk a lot more, not understanding that all my words are having impacts.
Okay.
Body language, influence. People hang on to your words more than we ever will know, especially the negative ones.
Yeah, is that kind of the quote we have in the break room too, of like the difference between the right word and the almost right word is lightning and the lightning bug?
Yes,
kind of like,
right.
Yeah,
right.
Like the lightning's gonna be like way more impactful or hit, right? Is that kind of the analogy behind that?
Yeah,
okay.
Right. It's just the littlest words, right?
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. Do you have any recent example? I know at Leadership we talked about kind of like the words matter in like our fulfillment process and such like that. Any like...
Yeah, it comes up almost daily. Shout out to the merchants if they're listening. They have some sacred cows right now, which you have to be really in a bad way, right? So they have some sacred cows where Joel said, we will never do this. Joel said we will never do that. Joel told me when I started, we can never pay for freight. Right, that's a good one. They literally said, they literally have a sacred cow saying, Joel said we can't pay for freight. Well, there may be an instance where we have to, through the manufacturing vendor process, pay for freight. But they're hung up on sacred cows. And my intent with that, when I kind of create a vision for something, I am very stingent about that, because you have to give a clear path to people. Yeah. But you have to kind of overrule that and constantly really rethink what you learn, even if it was a steadfast thing, right? So that was one thing I can quickly think of.
Yeah, that's good. I thought about that too. I'm like, how do you? I think we've talked about learning and teaching without comprehension is silent chaos, and it's got to be repeated, for some of those words to kind of stick, and for our team to understand that, like the broader team as a whole, like without them maybe having a true example of that or story, like how do you think like we can really get them to really realize how much power words have?
That's a great question. What do you think, Jules? You're smart.
I don't know. Because I think stories do stick, and it does help to share that. So I think it's been really helpful that you've tied, Jackson's story to the fulfillment process and such. Because I'm like, okay, I can see that, and you wrote it on the board for us. So like I think examples truly help me understand. I
go back to Jesus, right? Parables, storytelling. Yes. And that's like the best teacher ever, the Son of God, right? Yep. Literally, he basically taught in stories and parables. Yeah. I think role-playing accomplishes a lot of the same thing, too.
Yeah, I agree.
And that makes it really real and uncomfortable, too, where you could be like, what did you just say to me? And you can kind of role-play that back, like, well, that's how that sounded to me.
Yes.
That, it's a mirroring game, really. Role-playing is kind of a mirroring game.
That makes me think of, like, improv, too.
Yeah.
Like the dialogue back and forth, and then you have to be conscious and careful of like using the word but, and say like yes. And I actually went to a fitness convention, and they did that right there with a scenario like, okay, Joel, you're gonna stand here, Jules, you're gonna stand here, Joel, say something, and you go, I love coffee, and I'd be like, yes, and I love tea. And it's like really in real time, like, and it's not easy, like, and
when
it's
you go
on your foot.
And then they call you out and you go what? And you're like, no, clean that up.
That's good. How about vision? We talked a lot about vision in our leadership development. People want to know the future, the direction that we're headed, all the things. But within that vision, in real time, we learned some team members get a little scared, the what ifs, and all this down the road. And I think you shared really focus on what you can control.
Yeah, and expanding on that, right?
Yeah.
So gotten a heavy God day today, which is always a heavy God day. It's not a bad day.
No, not a bad
right?
day.
So this is personal life and business, and something that I forget where I read that or understood that, but let's say life is a 100-yard football field. And God, I don't know why he does it that way. I guess it's to understand that he's always God and you're just a human, right? But he's in control of the entire football field except for like this little white hash mark, maybe, when you really think about it, of your life. But we should hyper focus then on that, what God has allowed us to control. How much we love people, how we treat people. Are you present where you're at? Maybe your physical fitness, people's being a physical fitness person. Shout out to Lauren. Hi, Lauren.
Yeah, hi, Lauren.
We're on it, right? But that's really what God lets us control, but we're not even in control of our own health. We're not in control of our children. We're not in control of our spouse. We're not in control of the weather. We're not in control of our jobs. There's so many things that we're just simply not in control of, yet we waste almost all of our time on the things that we're not in control of instead of the things we can control.
Yes.
And the same thing in any business. What is your core job duties? And that doesn't mean to not be a great teammate. And that doesn't mean even in life to be like, well, Joel said just focus on yourself. I didn't say that. What can you control? And the rest you really have to pray on or ignore or let it go or let them, that big popular book out right now.
Let them theory.
Let them theory.
Yep.
Which seems to resonate with a lot of moms.
Yep.
But it is because they worry and they care and they worry about the coach and their kids, and so much of that it's out of their control.
Yeah.
So much.
I feel like that is kids is a really easy example. And yes, I'm a mom,
and you're at that age where you care too much.
Yeah.
And you're losing control, so then you care more.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope.
I found that even my oldest was starting to worry about what he was going to eat at school. And that'd be like a Saturday night. And I'm like, you know what? We don't have to worry about that right now because that's there and we're here,
And you don't ever have to worry about that. God will provide.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
I forget which where in the gospel that is, but it's one of my favorites, right? It's like the birds don't worry where their food comes next. And it literally says God takes care of them, right? They don't. They're not sitting in the tree being like, dude, how am I going to get my food tomorrow? And I don't see birds starving to death.
No.
Right? So I mentioned before that I love flowers. I love hidden flowers because I might be the only person that sees it. And think how many fields in the world never get saw by a human. Yet I guarantee you God cares tremendously about each flower in there. So if he cares that much about that flower, how much must he care about you?
Yeah.
So trust that.
Creation.
If you, I think did we talk about the last time on the pod? If we did or didn't, it's worth re-saying it again. Is if you truly trust God and worry, it's impossible. If you pray and trust God, then it's done.
Yeah.
It's God's will.
Yep.
If you worry, then you literally don't believe in a God.
Yeah. The rest is up to him.
It's really almost that. It's really that easy.
Yeah.
So in essence, there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah. Do you find you were saying coming off of vacation, you feel like maybe you're bouncing from here to there and stuff. Like how do you kind of just narrow it back in, like breath, prayer, that? Are you a list guy?
I am a list guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I love lists. I love working off of a list. I love starting my day with the list. When I'm at home, shout out to Pam and my family, my Peru family. I will sit down on a Friday night or at 4:30 a.m. on Saturday morning, and then my list is my list, and then I geek out when I start crossing it off. But as I read or as I pray or as I meditate during the day or as I'm just doing things, I'm constantly writing notes, either about the work week, and I'll actually drag my little back of an envelope in on Monday morning with things I thought of over the weekend, but I'll always have a to-do list that's really laid out for me.
Awesome.
When I'm at my best.
Yeah.
That really is when I'm at my best, not at my worst.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to my sister the other day, too, and that's exactly how she felt. She's like, I feel so scattered today. I'm like, write it down.
It is.
Everything. Just get it down on paper. You know what to do, and then go move your body.
And if you can't sleep at night, I used to do that. I don't need to do that anymore. But if you can't sleep at night, I recommend keeping a notebook at your, not your phone because you'll end up scrolling, but a paper notebook at your side bed, and just write it down. Then it's gone. You'll know you wake up with it. You don't have to let it spin in your head 4,000 times. Remember, it's Packer Day tomorrow. It's Packer Day tomorrow.
It's there.
Whatever that is, right? That's a really minor one.
Write it and forget it, and then go back to sleep.
Yeah, it is. It's true. Let it go.
Yeah. So you talked about your Mondays and some of the stuff that you bring into Mondays for us. We've talked here, I'm sure, before of our Thank God It's Monday moment. We get to, we don't have to.
Jules, you make me seem really smart. Like you just keep referencing things I've said. This is a bad podcast. I don't know if I like this at all.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, keep going. It's fine. We'll figure this out.
I thought it would be interesting because not everybody gets to hear it. I feel I'm privileged in that sense to be able to hear that a little bit, So, I think our team is feeling, we're kicking into high gear. Fall is busy, all the things. You had spoken about the coffee bean this week.
Oh, I love the coffee bean story.
I think that's good for people to know if they have never heard it before.
So a great book is written by Damon West.
Yes.
And I can't remember the name of the book. Again, I've said that before.
Is it just the coffee bean or Be the Coffee Bean?
No, it's not at all. So he's maybe redone that like as a children's version. This is actually his life story.
Okay.
And his life story really is, so maybe Google it just so we can give anybody listening can get the book here if they're interested. It's really about his life story, and he was really a high-end athlete, scholar, good dude, D1 quarterback that never really got his chance. Which then in Slippery Slope, he's a partier, loves girls, beer, I can relate, and he turned to drugs. Can't relate to that, but he turned to drugs, and he lived a life of crime and drugs, had a horrible lawyer, and ended up with a life sentence. And he literally gets into the maximum security life sentence area, and he's like 24, 25, and literally gives his life to God and just changes everything. But as soon as he's going to be in jail for life, and he got out on parole like in 7 years, which is unheard of, and just killed it, like quote unquote, lived the best version of himself in prison. And one of the lifers, crazy thing, like just couldn't imagine being in prison for life, right? Like, wow. So just hearing the stories and how horrible that experience is for anyone in prison, and if you ever have a chance to volunteer in prison, at a prison, I think, man, you're a saint, because they need help. They are lost souls. And like I came up to him and said, hey, you're dealing with prison life, older guy in a life sentence. And he said, hey, I'm going to tell you a story. And you take a boiling pot of water, and you have a carrot, and you have a coffee bean, and you have an egg. And you put a carrot in the boiling pot of water, and it's going to just turn to mush. You take an egg, and it's going to get hard. And you take a coffee bean, and it's going to influence all of the water. And that's kind of like life. You can be in this prison or any hard situation where the water's boiling, and so many people just turn to mush. They just cry and lose themselves and maybe go to medicine, right? Alcohol, drugs, whatever that looks like for them. This next person is going to get hardened and be this tough SOB and tattoos and put up walls and not let anybody else in. And in boiling water. And we all understand that, like, them are normal reactions. But the rare coffee bean, which takes that boiling water and influences everything around it and makes a positive influence and makes it into coffee. So always be the coffee bean. So that's man, I love that story.
It's so good. And I looked up, is this right? The change agent?
You always have a choice. That again, that's God lets you control that part. So control it.
Yeah, the change agent. How
the change agents.
is sentenced to life in prison.
Great book. And of course, Damon, if you haven't heard of him, I shouldn't say of course, he has now spoken to, he makes a lot of money off of this now. He's a very popular public speaker at this point.
Yeah. I think actually now it's like all coming back to me too. Somebody I know, her son has a very impactful story with college athletics, and not being just having to work through the adversity to get to where he is now, serving in the military, and also started rugby for the first. It's so cool, and just from this story and this inspiration.
Yeah. No, that's a very inspiring book of it's crazy. It's a good book
for sure. Cool. I think another piece I wanted to touch on was this fulfillment process. We reference Amazon, right? And Amazon's done it. We don't care how it gets to us, just the fact that it gets to us at 2 p.m. on time or what have you.
It's alien stuff. It's like stuff I would never know. I mean, who would ever thought this would have happened in our lifetime?
Right. here we are.
It's semi-magical.
Yeah. And you also talked about
I need
this.
a bed, I'll order it. I need a mattress, I'll order it. I need a screwdriver, I'll order it. I need deodorant, I'll order it.
Come from Kenosha or this or that, right?
It all comes tomorrow. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. And then you kind of reference like the spear, right? Like the tip of the spear, somebody that gets us there or does it before
Technology,
us.
yes.
Yeah. And like, I know we reference a lot of industries with, hospitality, with the restaurant industry and outside. Like, what are some other, spears? Or I almost think of like a piñata too. Somebody else has hit it a bunch of times before us.
Breaks and then all the candies inside. Who's doing all the work for us? Right?
I know. Borrowed ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything recent that comes to mind, or is that I know that's been our main focus, but anything? I know you had referenced Trader Joe.
And I do not know the name of this company, but.
Okay.
Man, maybe you can Google it, Jules.
Yeah.
I don't know. Man, Grinwald, EB, I wish they were here.
Yeah.
But shout out to those guys. Mm-hmm. So I have had a $1 million idea forever called Luber. Okay. Instead of Uber.
Oh, yeah.
That we would literally have small little deliveries, which probably cost a company between $150 and $300 soft cost, but very important to the builder. When they need a box of nails, they really need it. Mm-hmm. That we would actually post that like Uber and saying, hey, and basically you're kind of targeting retired guys with pickup trucks. And be like, honey, just got a notification. I got to take a box of nails to Kiel, right? And that actually exists, and we actually test piloted, and it actually worked great.
Really?
And I believe they charged $33 literally from Campbellsport to Kiel.
Wow.
It's costing us $150. It's out there. They're doing it. Road Rage. I forget what the hell it's called.
Okay. I'll have to look. I haven't. It's small. And, it makes me now.
First time ever. Joe Rogan does this. He just calls guys, right? Pat McAfee does this.
Just call him on the line. Phone a friend. This is the phone a friend on happy hour.
Hey, Grinwald, you're live on the podcast. I feel like Pat McAfee or Rogan.
Shout out, Grinwald.
What was that company used for Luber?
Roadie.
Roadie. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Nate. Take care.
Yeah, no problem. See ya.
Bye. There it is.
There it is, Roadie. Yeah. So that's pretty amazing.
Search. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love
that was a little fun nugget for sure.
I also just saw that Airbnb is now doing services, so you can order a chef to your Airbnb.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
But
it'll be interesting because you're adding labor to.
Truth.
That's gonna be tough for them.
Yeah,
that's gonna be tough for them.
They
don't understand how hard labor is to incorporate into that. But I like the thought.
I know.
And I have heard of people going on all inclusive and hiring a chef for the week.
Okay.
Or not all inclusive, getting an Airbnb in the Caribbean, in typical all inclusive countries or islands, and then getting a personal chef for the week sounds
wonderful.
Badass. Supposed to be pretty cheap too, especially in the third world countries. It's like $100.
Sure.
And they make every meal like a world class chef, and I'm like, oh, that's not bad.
Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
Labor Day is coming up, Joel. We got a holiday, and
it is.
I'm sure in the fitness world you may have heard of Todd Durkin. Yay or nay? Maybe.
Explain.
Okay, so Todd Durkin, he author, speaker. He's got I think to this day he still has a fitness center gym in San Diego, but he has a book. I'm going to have to look that up again, what that's called.
That's supposed to be your job. You're the producer.
I know, right? The Wow.
I got you.
The Wow. I think the Wow book. I think it's called the Wow book. So he's got this story from Labor Day. He
when you Google something and their first thing that comes up is their net worth, they're loaded. Yeah, the Wow book.
Yes,
the Wow book.
So he.
Oh, I know. I know that guy's face for sure. I have not read the book though.
He's
but
got this. He always
he's over the top
talks
a little
about
bit,
Labor
right?
Day. A little bit, yeah. Lots of enthusiasm there. So he talks about Labor Day. Goes back to his football coach. People might think hey, this is my holiday, this is my vacation, I want to rest, but they really focus on, hey, if you want to win a championship, you're going to work and labor. What is your take on that? Are you a rest guy? You just came off vacation, I get that, or are you laboring on Labor Day weekend? What are you doing?
I think I've mentioned that before. If you really, really knew me, my wife gets that a lot. Like, oh my gosh, Joel must be so high energy at home. And my 21-year-old son, shout out to Jackson. He's like, yeah, my friends ask me what you do. And he's like, he reads and he sleeps. Mm-hmm. He's so boring. That's all he does. He just reads and sleeps.
I like it.
So yeah, I'm definitely a recharge the battery guy. Any chance I get. My wife calls it putzing. I guess I call it putzing. If you would be my next door neighbor, I feel bad for them. I probably have 7 projects going on at once.
Yeah.
Nothing big.
Yeah.
Weeding, cleaning, maintaining. It's what I enjoy. And then I'll just go from like frantic run around pace like a lunatic until I crash.
Yeah.
Probably grill out. I like to grill
yes.
out a lot. I'm a foodie.
The weather looks nice for it.
Yeah, how about yourself, Jules?
Yeah, I started looking around the house and I want to do all those things,
Yeah.
but we intentionally scheduled a camping trip in Door County, so I do plan to be outside and recharge and take, all that nature gives me.
As much as you can camping.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah,
with 2 kids.
Yeah. That doesn't sound restful, but
Yes,
in theory, there's called
yes.
family vacations and there's called family trips and vacations. Vacations are soul rejoicing, re-energizing.
Yes.
And then there's family trips where the opposite of that. Both are rewarding.
Both are rewarding.
But they are not
They're
the same
important.
thing for you young parents. Family trips are not vacations, and vacations are not. You need both.
Yes. Put that in the manual of parenthood that nobody
I
told you.
would put that in the chapter 13. Don't be like, we're going on vacation to Disney World. No, you're going on a family trip. You will need a vacation a month later after your family trip. Just don't have a mindset of both, because it will not
there
work.
is a
You will get very
difference.
frustrated.
Absolutely. And that comes right to your attitude and mindset and expectations. Expectations breeds frustrations.
Oh my
And
gosh, so much.
If you expect to be relaxed, that's not
It's
a
not
thing.
reality.
No.
You relax in different ways.
For sure. All right, I think we're to our billboard message. Do you have a back to school message for us? I know it always changes, but we got a lot of people heading back to school this week and next. I believe your kids are heading
directly.
back.
If I was literally talking to the student or
Yeah.
talking to these young moms, I seem like I'm always talking to young moms. Directly to the student. How can I phrase it? I know what I want to say. How can I phrase it in a billboard? I know it strongly. It's like, it's not do it. It's like, it's not be humble. But what I'm trying to say is, it's okay to be the nerd. It's okay to try hard. It's okay to try hard. That's it. Black and white. Don't hold, it's okay to get straight A's. It's okay to suck up to the coach. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to be a good person. It's okay to help somebody else out. It's okay to walk up to somebody that's struggling. It's okay to break the mold and get out of your comfort zone and talk to the person that's sitting alone for lunch, even if it's just one day. It's okay. It's we talk about girls and guys sometimes, and because I was so shy.
Yes.
It's okay to walk up to the cute girl and say, "You look beautiful.
Yes.
Would you want to go on a date?" It's okay. She might say yes.
Yes.
Right.
You don't know unless you
Right.
don't. You don't get if you don't ask.
It's okay to try hard.
I love it. That's so good. Let's sign out of that. Peace
Peace,
and love.